Hello to all of you. Thank you for joining this webinar. It's the 5th of January 2022. And on this session, we'll cover briefly the subject of work order planning into Dynaway EAM for Business Central. A short introduction of the team today. So the main presenter here to the left is Christoph. Christoph will take you through a 20-minute presentation of the topic of work order planning. And in case you have any questions during the presentation, let's just, sorry, now you should be able to see my screen. Apologies for that. But you should be able to see the screen now. And like I said, on the left, you will see Christoph, and on the right, I'm presented, and I will be answering any questions you may have during the presentation. So please just let me know. So, Christoph, I will be handing it over to you. So I'll make you the presenter.
Yes, please.
There you go.
Let me just. All right. Can you see my screen? And is
Yes,
it
we see
Business
it.
Central? Okay.
It is Business Central. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone, for joining our next session. So today, work order plans and work order planning. We were talking already about the assets, so you know that we need some asset to do the maintenance. But how we will do this maintenance, we need to do some work order plans to do the planning. So let me open the work order plans and let's create a new plan. All right. So the first thing which we can say to the system is a description. It is not mandatory, but it's really nice to have some descriptions and that we can see it. You can type it manually, or you can just build the dictionary of your descriptions to have across all your maintenance plans very similar descriptions, and to not type it every time the same way. So let me just write, for example, we will do the cleaning of the asset. Right? So small description. What we need then, we should say to the system which asset need to have a maintenance. So let's open our asset list, and let's say that, okay, our planetary mixer. So our planetary mixer requires the maintenance. Next two things which we can say or even need to say to the system is what is the category of the maintenance and what is the priority. Category of the maintenance or category of the plan allows us also to get some default values later, which I will be showing. So you can treat it as an easier way to create work order plans with the default values, or just a simple list. So we will be doing the cleaning, so I will just choose cleaning. And as I said, priority. So is it critical for us to do this maintenance? Probably not. So let's choose that it will be a medium priority. Okay, so the first thing we know which asset requires the maintenance. So now what we need to say to the system is when we will do the maintenance, right? So you have four options for that. One very simple is that it's only one-off job, we will never do it again, but we would like to plan it. So this is called a frequency type, which is called one-off, and we need to specify when it should happen. So for example, I will need to do it on 7th of January, so on Friday this week. So this is what we can say to the system, very simple, but it's not useful if you have a preventive maintenance, which is, for example, every day, every month, and so on, right? So that's one. So let's change it, and let's put the calendar frequency. A calendar frequency tells us that you can click either from here, recurrence schedule, or you can click on this button here, scheduled, and you will see the options which you have with the recurrence of work order when the maintenance should be. So I can do it that I need to do the my maintenance every day, for example, or every second day. Right, so this is what you can set, but you have much more options. So for example, you can say that we would like to do our maintenance every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Right, so this is what we can do with our schedules. Let's leave like this. But you also have two options more. One is called counter and one is called measurement. A measurement is a IoT device which you can attach to your asset, which is sending you some data, or maybe other device which also sends you some data, or you put it manually in the system, and you would like to plan the maintenance based on some conditions. So imagine we have a measurement which is called a thermometer, right? And I would like to do the cleaning, maybe that's not the best option, when the degrees of Celsius is above 20, right? So system will automatically try to plan the work order when we will, or maintenance, when someone will register more than 20 degrees on our measurement. And of course, you can have multiple measurements assigned to the asset, and multiple measurements you can put to the work order plan. So you can build that if something happened, then please react and do the maintenance. As you can see, it's marked as a corrective maintenance because probably it is. Of course, you can also change that. And the fourth option is the counter. And the counter is something which you can use on the production or manufacturing, or you can use on something, some vehicle or something. Is you can plan the maintenance, for example, every 200 hours running of this equipment or this asset. Then you can use counter, and what we need to say to the system is please do maintenance every 200 hours. So system automatically will know when we should do the maintenance, that we will trigger it if it will be 200 hours, 400 hours, and 600 hours registered for this asset. And I'm saying hours, but imagine something what we also have in the system, that you can track how much pieces of has been produced by your work center or machine center, and then automatically raise the maintenance work order when you reach, for example, 10,000 pieces produced by this machine, or for example, if the manufacturing operators will register that the running of this machine was 200 or 600 hours, and then the maintenance work order will be also triggered automatically almost. So this is what you can do. As you can see, we can combine those frequencies. I will just remove this one for the counter just to have a clear view here. So we will raise our work order every time when some calendar will be triggered. So in this case, we will raise it for today, and we will also raise it when measurement will be over 20 degrees. So now we know what we will do the maintenance and when we will do the maintenance. What we also can tell to the system that's not mandatory is that who will be doing the maintenance, what will be done, and how long it will take. So what we can do? We're using the resources, so we can say that the resource, for example, Doi, will be doing cleaning, and this cleaning will take 5 hours. That's what we can say to the system. The one thing that you need to be aware that you need to have a unit of measure, base unit of measure on your resources, the same as in our setup. So, but I don't know who will be doing this cleaning. Really, maybe it will be Doi, maybe it will be someone else. So let's choose that. I know that we will be doing cleaning. I don't know who, but we will see who will be doing that. So that's one option. And of course, you can put many lines as well here. So if you contain many different activities, you can put many lines here and also assign or not the resources. And the next thing which we can say to the system is what spare parts we need for the job. Maybe for the cleaning we don't need anything, right? But let's assume that we will need a cleaning brush for it and we will use it. So I can say that every cleaning will be one piece of this cleaning brush. So at this moment, we know what we need to do, what is the asset which requires the maintenance, when we need the maintenance, who will be doing or how long it will take, and what will be done, and how many spare parts we need for it. With the spare parts, I will also give you one hint. If you want to bring back something to the stock, so you taking something from your machine and putting back it to the stock, you can put -1 in quantity, and that will register the positive adjustment of our items. Then we have something which you may use, sometimes you don't need it, and this is in that additional parameters. If we know that the maintenance stop our machine every time when we are doing that, maybe cleaning is not good, but if we replace some part, you can automatically create a downtime for this asset, which automatically will be registered. So we can do that. And when we have that, we also can decide if the machine is stopped and if we should put production on hold, which automatically will combine with our manufacturing module. So that's what we can do. And the second, if you have our app, which is called maintenance invoicing, you can re-invoice your maintenance to your different legal entity. You can decide if this work is billable or not. So this is what we need to know on the work order plan level. And if we want to use it, we need to say to the system that we need to release it. So let's release it. The status is done. So system knows that now it can take it to the planning. I would like to show you two more things here, just very simple. So I will just calculate the plan. And one thing which we have is that we know when our work order plan will be triggered. So as you can see, this is all the instances which we will need to trigger over next 30 days, in fact, and this is when we will do this maintenance. And this is, as you can see, because I put a calendar as a frequency, so system calculates when we will need it and also what we need. But this I will show you in the different webinar. So we have a work order plan. System somehow need to create a work order for it. So I always saying that you have three options to do that, right? One, you can create a work order manually from the work order plan. Very easy, just one button and that's done. The second option which you have, you don't care about anything, and system automatically creates you that based on the job queue work, so job queue entry, and you can set up that every hour or every one day, every 24 hours, systems checks what work orders need to be created and just creates those work orders without any knowledge. What I prefer to do is use the planning worksheet. And planning worksheet allows us to see all the work which we need to do. So I need to calculate the plan. And if I will click that, you will see this is all the jobs which I need to do this day, right? Or this next days. Some of them are for the 6, some of them are for 11. And you can also see our cleaning of the asset planetary mixer, which we have here. It is originally planned for 5th of January, but we can decide if we will do it today. For me, it's also almost over the day, so I can decide that, yeah, we will not do it today, let's do it tomorrow, right? And system then will create the work order plan for tomorrow instead of today. So as you can see, that's something which you can do with the planning worksheet. And to accept those messages, so to say that, okay, we need to do the work orders, we just need to click accept action messages, and then it will create as the work orders. But I will just first approve all of them, right? And I will just carry out action messages. Without this one, because I just want to show you something here. So if I will click carry out action messages, you see that it will create all the work orders which I marked, but it can do more, not only creating. If you have multiple frequencies and one frequency should be triggered before we already created the work order for the date which we already created the work order, maybe you will need to reschedule the work order. Maybe you will need to cancel it. So this is everything what you can do with the work order worksheet. You can also cancel the work orders. So I really advise to use the planning worksheet, not to do it automatically if you want to have a control. And the last thing which I want to show you is there is no asset number here. Why? It's not a bug. It's not not anything unusual, because we also have something which is called round orders. So just for a second, let me just open the this card, and we have not only the work order plans, but we have also round order plans. And round orders, you can see, it's very similar to the work order plans. So we put the description, we put the category, we put also the priority, but we have option to have multiple assets on one round. And what is the difference? For example, you can do inspection rounds, you can do lubrication rounds. So all of that where you need to go and plan the maintenance for many assets, but like a one go, like someone is going with the card, with the piece of paper and just checking if they, for example, did a cleaning, did a lubrication, did something. Right, so you have two options how to set up which assets will be included in that. The one option is the specified assets, so you just put the assets exact the same which you need, or you can put the dynamic filter the same way as I did. So I would like to do the round for all assets which are category planetary mixers and description plan, which starts from the plan. How I know which asset will be? I can show assets here, and this is all the assets which I have in the database. As you can see, I also have a frequency. In this case, only one of a calendar. I don't have measurement and counter, so that's the difference also. But resources and items works exactly the same. And here I would like to stop. So we finish, we plan what we need to work on, what we need to work, what need maintenance. We created work orders so our technicians can take it and just start working on that. So thank you very much. And Michael, back to you.
Thank you, Christoph. Thank you for taking us safely through the presentation here once again. And I know that you also referred to some other elements, some other webinars that we're having. So I'll just take you through a bit of information here at the end, because like Christoph said, we already performed, so this is our fourth webinar in this series. 20 minutes each. Here you can see asset tree, asset transfers, fixed assets, work order planning, which was the one for today. But of course, we have some more coming up, and hopefully I can get my presentation working here. But while that is working, there will be a new series coming up in the future. And just while that's loading, I also want to advertise our webinar on the 13th of January, where you'll have the ability to actually see the newest release of Dynaway EAM for Business Central. Among that, integration to our to the Business Central production modules, manufacturing module. We have intercompany invoicing, and we'll also have budgets, so EAM budgets being released, among other things, but those are the three major implications on the product that you'll see that day. So it seems like my PowerPoint is out of battery already here on the 5th of January, but if that's not turning back, I really want to say thank you for attending this webinar. It was recorded. It will be on the website shortly. And please follow both the on-demand ones and the future ones. So thank you very much for paying attention. I want to wish you a very good day, and we hope to see you soon again. Thank you very much.